Hello everyone, Paul Rogers here. Today is January the 22nd, 2018, and it looks like we're looking at another red Monday. Now, I'm looking at the Bitcoin to US dollar daily chart, and at the moment, we're inside the trend channel, and we are at a bit of a support, but I personally do not think this support is good. This horizontal support is going to hold up, and I think Bitcoin is going to be heading lower. It's entirely possible for Bitcoin to touch our ultimate target of 8,700 ish, 8,800. That's, I think, in the cards. But I do think that this downward trend channel will hold up, meaning that I think price could spike down and then get a whole bunch of support and shoot back up. So why is the market going down? This is a good question to ask. Now, there's a couple different factors. One, India has suspended the account of one of its major brokers. And so there's a bit of a crackdown in India over cryptocurrencies. And also, there's a CME futures expiring on the 26th of this month. What does that mean? Well, basically the CME allows people to speculate on the future of Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin was at, let's say, $14,000 when these contracts were released, and someone were to short Bitcoin, and let's say on the 26th Bitcoin is only worth $9,000, they would actually make up the difference between they would make that $5,000 difference. And so I feel that there's a lot of selling pressure right now because I think people are dumping their Bitcoin that bought those contracts and want to see Bitcoin as low as possible on the 26th. What does that mean? That means that from now until the 26th, we could have a little bit of a bearish market, if my theory is correct. There's other people that feel the same way because of this contract. It gives people incentive to manipulate the markets, unfortunately. With CME, with options, futures contracts, this happens with things besides Bitcoin, obviously. I mean, gold, and many commodities are manipulated by futures contracts. Currencies, tons of stuff. So the thing is, Bitcoin is a little bit easier. It's a smaller market, so it's easier to push around and manipulate. And I feel that right now there's some people that have some shorts. They're looking to break people's spirit that are investing in Bitcoin during kind of the last bull run, which was, running up to 20,000. If Bitcoin can correct all the way down to 8,000 or 8,500 or so, it's a significant retracement, correction. And when those people can't take it anymore, maybe they've lost 50, 60%, they'll sell, and that's when the market, the big boys, as they say, will actually buy. The whales will buy. They're always looking to push the herd around. You can think of it like a school of fish that's swimming together in a little ball or a big ball, and they're swimming around in the ocean, and then there's a group of dolphins trying to corral them and manipulate them so they can pick them off easier. Think of the crypto markets the same way. You and I, we are fish. We are fish in a ball. And the powers that be are the dolphins in this case. And they're going to do their best to manipulate the herd, the school of fish, into a feast for them. How do they do that? They create fear. If they want people to sell, they create fear. If they want people to get hysterical, they create hysteria. They create mania. They create an environment where, Bitcoin can go nowhere but up. Cryptocurrencies can go nowhere but up. And then, of course, what are they doing? They're betting on Bitcoin. They have their position, so if Bitcoin goes up, they make money. And that's commonplace in markets. And this is something that we have to be aware of and deal with. So when Bitcoin has these overextended corrections, and everyone is like, oh, is it over? Is cryptocurrencies just a dream that's not going to happen? No, it's not. It's not some kind of a dream that's going to be gone in a year or something like that. This is a revolution on many different levels. From a technological standpoint, it is a revolution too. Blockchain or distributed ledger technologies have a very good use case, a very important use case in the world. So, all that being said, don't get too down if Bitcoin does reach 8,800, 8,700. Don't be too down if this week things don't look too good. The market is rigged. What you can do to protect yourself is, one, understand what's happening. If you don't understand what's happening, if you aren't aware of what's happening, you can be easily manipulated. If you understand what's happening, that this is players trying to make money, this isn't retail investors saying, I don't believe in Bitcoin, I'm not going to buy any. That's not happening. This is big players trying to make more money, competing with each other to try to scare the little fish into giving up their cryptocurrency to make a buck. So when the market does dip, and it is dipping now, this trend channel I think will stay intact. I don't think we're going to break out of this downward trend channel, but I do think once this downward trend channel and this previous uptrend channel converge and meet, that's when we're going to have a rebound to the upside. And that day's coming soon. I mean, that could happen as I expect that to happen probably this week, if not next week. When that happens, Bitcoin will most likely break out of this downward trend channel and head to the upside. Once the dolphins, in my analogy, flip their bets to bullish on Bitcoin instead of bearish. So, you know, that's just the reality of where things are. Ethereum is holding up a little better than the rest. I mean, Ethereum at 960 is, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. Ethereum was, I'm used to Ethereum being under 500. So Ethereum almost doubled that at 960. That's okay. Where is Ethereum going? I'm almost positive Ethereum is going to get to 850 again. And it could get down to as low as maybe 730, 740, around there. So another good chance to pick up some cheap Ethereum at 850 or 730. So I would set your buy orders for those spots. There's really, it does appear that we're breaking this previous low, and we will be heading towards 850. And Dash is going to be around 650, maybe a little bit lower. It's possible for Dash to head around 500 or 550. And Litecoin is kind of mirroring everything else. Everything pretty much is in a well-established downtrend right now. And like I've said before, Ethereum, I think, is the most resistant to this. You can, with technical analysis, you could draw some trend lines showing that, oh, it looks like Ethereum is still very much in an uptrend. And I would agree with that. We're not on this uptrend anymore. This has been broken out of, but we will re-enter this trend channel when the powers that be allow it to happen. That's what I'll say. So, if you're not in cash right now or Tether, do not worry. Hold on, understand what's happening, and plan accordingly. If you have the money on the side to pick up some more Bitcoin, great. ride the next wave up, because there will be a next wave and it will be soon. We just, in all honesty, I think that the fear has to be stronger. I think that we really need Bitcoin to hit this 30 RSI. And once that happens, boom, things explode. Every time Bitcoin has kissed the 30 RSI, really good things have happened. And it didn't quite hit the 30 RSI on the last downturn. So I think it needs to push a little bit further down, create a little bit more misery, a little bit more fear, and then boom, then you buy. Anyhow, bit of a long-winded message on Monday, but I really wanted to make my opinion clear that this isn't the general public's doing why prices are going down. There are bigger things, there's bigger plans at work. I mean, I think the top 20 Bitcoin addresses are in control of, I want to say maybe 70% of or 80% of all the Bitcoin out there. I mean, it's ridiculous how much power certain people have in the Bitcoin community because they have so many Bitcoin. And those people just get more and more power by playing tricks like this, by creating fear, selling high, buying low. So don't feed them. Don't sell your Bitcoin. Anyhow, Paul Rogers out.